Assalamu alaikum, my beautiful and dear sisters in Islam. Today I want to talk about something that is so heart touching, so important, so beautiful, and is how we can get closer to Allah. How can we consider Allah in our heart as our friend, our protector, our confidant, our guide, our refuge in moments of distress? And this is a feeling that you can bring with you everywhere, anytime, all the day. You don't need something like special. You don't need to be in the masjid. You don't need to be like during the prayer or anything else, because Allah himself in Quran said, I am more near to you than your jugular vein. This is so beautiful and amazing, and right now that these so difficult times, and this is something that I want to share with you, because maybe you are in lockdown, like I am in lockdown, and you are fed up of being like in jail in your house somehow. Maybe you are a worker who is going every day to the job, wherever your job is. This is a stressful times for everyone. Maybe even you are the anti-masker or whatever. Like, yes, the people is a stress. Even the people who think that there is no such a thing, that everyone is going out and feeling stress and anxiety if you can go out. And if you cannot, then you are locked down with stress and anxiety and sadness and whatever enormous negative feelings that we have right now, because it's difficult times, and it's true, and it's like that for everyone. So how can we build a constructive relationship with Allah, something that it will bring goodness for us all the time, like all the time? It's something that you just need to go and take it. It's already there. There is nothing special that you need to do or that you need to be. So how we know, how we do? Well, first of all is that we just need to go to the Quran, and in there is so many things that I need to say, so many important things that we need to know. First of all, I want to go with this the confidence, the trust on Allah. The Allah is the one who knows. Allah. And in here we are in the Surah Yusuf. I love this surah. I really, really recommend you to read it. Like, go, take it, read it today. If you are like working or wherever, then read it in night before sleep. This is so important. So we are in the Surah Yusuf, and we are talking about Prophet Yaqub. They give him horrible bad news, and he is responding to that horrible news. He is answering, I know that what you are saying is wrong. I know that you are lying to me. He is responding to his sons. Go and read it. This is such a beautiful story. We will, because we are taking like different pieces of Quran in different places, I am not going to tell you all the story, but I will really, really advise you to go and read it, all of it. It has so many beautiful messages inside this Surah Yusuf. So I am focusing only on how you can be in the most difficult time, sadness, depression, but still the trust on Allah, the hopes on Allah can be so strong. So first of all, Allah says in the beginning of this surah, this is the chapter, surah number 12 of Quran, Surah Yusuf, and from the beginning Allah say that this is the most beautiful story, and it is like, really, go and read it. So now we are talking about the father of the babies, and he is Prophet Yusuf, the Prophet Yaqub or Israel. And he is telling to them, I know that you are lying. I know that what you are saying is not true. And the best is to be patient. The best is to be patient. And may Allah will bring all of them back to me. Like, he don't lose hope for a second. He is saying that I know Allah will bring my babies back to me, because he is receiving the bad news that they go to Egypt and his one beloved son get behind. So now he is missing the two sons. One is Yusuf and now Benjamin also. So he is so sad, heartbroken, and he says, I know, like, may Allah, like, he is feeling still hope. Bring them back to me. What I like from this app is that it have word by word in Arabic. So when something is confusing, you can go back and start checking the Arabic words. Even if you don't know Arabic, that you can still get some ideas, right? So he is saying, perhaps Allah will bring them back to me. So he don't lose the hope. And what is so important in here is that he says, he, like, only him, only Allah, only him, he is indeed, like, certainly, surely, the all-knower, the all-wise. This is what I want to take from here, like, having hope, always have hope on Allah, like, have always hope on Allah. Allah knows what we don't know. Do you know how to pray the Salah Istihara? When you take a decision and you need the blessing of Allah for that decision, this is a very important sunnah. So when we start this Salah of Istihara, the first thing that we say is that I am like, I know that you know and I don't know. Like, I trusted on Allah because Allah knows and I don't know. So this is the first step, like, to have this clarity in our heart that Allah know and we don't know. And let us just try to think a little bit example that it may help. Like, if you have children in any position, if they are your own babies or adopted, or you are babysitting, or they are your nephews or whatever, you know things that the babies don't know, right? Like, it have to be. That's why you are the responsible adult in there. So baby may want to have candies all the day. And you cannot, like, you will not just give babies just candies and cookies and no, they need full nutrition, right? But if you leave them to take whatever they want, they will maybe just eat candies all the day. So when you don't give them candies and cookies and you give them nutrition food that they may dislike, you are actively taking care of them, right? Like when you stop them from crossing the road because they can die. And you will take any measurement, like you will pull them, you like whatever you need to do to stop them from crossing the road, you will shout, you will pull them back, because you are protecting them from getting harm. Like, I hope I am like, does that make sense? So when you are not giving them candies, when you are like giving them a nutritious food that they don't like, you are actively doing something for them. Allah, like, yes, I am comparing us with toddlers who have no idea, because Allah knows everything. Like, there is not comparison. We cannot compare Allah with the parents. But we just can get some idea that how it might be. What I am giving you is like this understanding that I have, that of course Allah know and I don't know. And I feel the full blind trust on Allah, because I know that Allah know, and I know that I don't know. Because I know that I might be like a toddler who is just wanting this and this and that, and it's not for me, and it's not for my betterness. So that is why Allah will not just give you whatever you ask, whenever you ask, because you might be asking something that is not good for you. Or maybe it's not good for you in that moment. And Allah is actively doing something. He's not just watching and letting you drown. He is actively doing something. Like when you refuse to give candies, you are actively taking care of the health of that baby. So when we are under difficult conditions, Allah is actively doing something. He's not silent. He is not in a side. He is not waiting for you to learn the lesson. He is actively doing something for your betterness. But we don't know. We cannot see it. Like, it's exact the same when the baby is just thinking that I just want to cross the road. I want to reach to the park. Why are you stopping me? Why? I want just to reach in the park. We are already going to the park. Like, why are you stopping me? Baby, because a car is coming and you was about to die. But in that seconds in between you are holding the baby and pulling him back, he will not understand. He will just think that you are mean. And maybe he never watched the car who was crossing. He will not understand what are you doing. But you know that you are actively saving his life. So the first thing is that how the prophet Yaqub, he just trust on Allah. He says, okay, I know that the things are not as you are telling me, but I trust on Allah, and I know that Allah is the one who know. So then in the next ayat, he go away from them, like he is heartbroken, completely heartbroken. And what he do, like what examples, what sunnah we can follow from this prophet, from Prophet Yaqub. He turned away from them, and he say that I am feeling so much pain for my baby from the absence of Yusuf. And like he just tell them, I am sad because I miss Yusuf. And he get blind of so much pain. So in here there is another big lesson. First of all, he trusts completely on Allah. And that does not mean that he is happy and jumping and accepting what is the will of Allah. It does not mean that you have to be happy with it. Not at all. Because look, in here he is saying, the best is to be patient. The best is to be patient. And how he is being patient? By trusting on Allah inside his heart. Inside his heart. He is not like just jumping on happiness and saying, okay, everything will be fine. Don't worry. No. He is grieving. He missed to Yusuf. He missed to his other baby. He missed them. He is feeling the pain for Yusuf and Benjamin. And when he says it is the best to be patient, what happened? He walked away and he turned blind of so much crying. So this lesson in here is that trusting on Allah doesn't not mean that you have to be happy with what happened. You accept it. I know that Allah knows. And I accept the condition. Even I am not happy with the condition. I am unhappy with what is happening. I am heartbroken. I am depressed. I feel so bad. But I still trust that Allah is actively doing something to take care of me. Because Allah knows and I don't know. So being patient, having patience, it does not mean that you have to be happy with what is happening. You can be grieving, you can be sad. Do you remember that hadith about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He was heartbroken. He was so sad when his one baby died. He passed away, and there was even like his neighbors, who was his enemies, was making a party and happiness because he was suffering, right? And he was crying. He was crying for missing his baby who passed away. And it does not mean for a second, that he lose his trust, or that any drop of his faith get down. It's just that, yes, I miss my baby. And he turned to the Sahabas and says, these tears are for mercy. Like the mercy, the love that I feel for my baby, and I miss them when they are not there. So yes, grieving, being sad, crying, being depressed is a part of the life, and it does not mean that you don't trust on Allah. So just be more strong in how much do you trust on Allah. So he went blind, and he was filled with sorrow. And then he says, their children keep like just giving problems, and says, you will not stop thinking about Yusuf, even you know that he died, because they think, they think that after they throw him in the well, he will die. They don't know that he is still alive. And then this is one of the most important things for me, the most important lessons for me. Believe me, I am about to cry by just telling you all these things. Is so beautiful. Like Prophet Yaqub answered, I plead my grief and my sorrow to Allah. So this pain, he turned and give to Allah. And he says, and this is the most important thing, I have knowledge from Allah that you don't have. So he's still telling them, like, I'm not complaining to you, I am complaining to Allah. And I know from Allah what you don't know. And what we can take from this, what we can take is that he don't lose hopes. He don't lose hope. He is sad. He is grieving. He is full of sorrow. And what he do? He turned to Allah for complaint. So complain to Allah. Let's go in here, because in here you can see the translation says like that. He says, I complain my suffering and my grief to Allah. I complain my suffering and my grief to Allah. And this is something that you can have all the time with you, right? Allah is in there. You can turn to Allah in any moment. Like the same as you turn to friends, to your therapist, and I am not saying that by doing this exercise you can avoid all the humanity around. I am just saying that this is something that is in your power, is in your hands, is in your heart. It's like you can plead to Allah anytime, day and night, and you don't need any previous anything. You don't need to go to do this or that. You just go. You just speak to Allah. Make du'as. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, du'a is the powerful weapon of the believer. This is where you can like just drop yourself in and give yourself your sorrow, your grief to Allah. Okay, so and he still trusts on Allah, and he says, I know from Allah what you don't know. And this is so important. Like the trust on Allah is still so strong, no matter if the pain is so much. And after that, this is also important. Like what we are learning. He is not arguing with the babies. He is not arguing. He said, I know that you are lying, and I trust on Allah. Then he turned away and he says, I will complain to Allah. I miss so much to my baby Yusuf. So he turned to Allah, he talked to Allah, he get blind of so much sorrow, so much grief, so much pain. He says, I will keep patient. And I know from Allah what you don't know. And still he is doing something about it, right? He says to his sons, like after having a moment of grief and talk to Allah and get like emotionally recovered, remember that he is still blind of so much pain. And he is saying, my sons, your brother, go and find Yusuf and Benjamin, and do not despair from the mercy of Allah, because are the one who despair from the mercy of Allah. So it make you a believer to trust Allah in the most difficult positions. Allah is with you. Trust on Allah. Yes, it's difficult. Don't ask why. Why? Allah knows and I don't know. Allah know and I don't know. Allah know. Trust on Allah. He knows and we don't know. Yes, we don't understand. Why is this happening? We don't know. But Allah knows. Allah know and we don't know, and we trust on Allah because we trust that He is the most powerful. He is the creator. He is the one who made everything. He knows what He is doing. He is not failing. He is not... Anyway, just trust on Allah, because the one who don't trust on Allah, this is the moment where the people disbelieve, when they lose hope. So he do something about it. So he says, okay, babies, go and find my babies. Go and find them. And remember that in the beginning of the of this talking with them, he said, I know that they are okay. Like, and inshallah, like I hopefully Allah will bring them back. So now he sent them and says, go and find them and bring them back. Now, like, please go and read this Surah Yusuf. It's just beautiful. Now I want to go in some other place in Quran where Allah says that I am near to you, that your jugular vein. We create the human. We, Allah, is the one who create the human. In here it says, certainly, we create the human. And we know, oh, I'm going to cry, this is so beautiful. And we know, like Allah knows what is in his soul, in the soul of every human, yours and mine. And what his soul whispers to him. Allah knows what is inside you. Allah knows what is in your heart. Allah knows your pain. Allah knows your anxiety, your suffering, your difficulty. Allah knows. And we are closing to him. We are closing to human. Allah is near to the human. More close, is closer than your jugular vein. You don't need to go somewhere to find Allah. Open the Quran and read it. And then Allah will talk to you as He's talking to you right now. He's telling you, I am in there, I am with you. Allah is not silent. Allah is actively doing something for your betterness, but He knows and we don't know. He knows and we don't know. And we just need to trust on Him. And we just need to turn to Him in any moment. And He is telling you that He knows what is the whispers of your soul. So maybe you are feeling bad and you are in the public transportation. You are in the middle of a meeting. Everyone is around you. Allah knows what is in your heart. You can plead to Allah in silence, in your heart. You can talk, you can have a conversation with Allah. You can go in aside like the Prophet Yaqub did. Go in aside and he says, I am going to be patient and I complain only to Allah. So I don't make 1,000 posts in Facebook of how miserable I am feeling. I don't go to complain to other people. I complain to who? To Allah. I raise my hands, I make dua, and I complain to who? I complain to Allah. So this is what I want to share with you. Allah is always with you. Allah is always with you and me. So trust on Allah. Trust He is the most wise, the most knowledgeable. And there is one more. There is one more that I want to tell you. That is the one that is give the name of this video. And I talk to Allah because I know that Allah is my friend. And we are going 445, and Allah knows your enemies better, and Allah is enough to protect you. Allah is sufficient for you to help you. So we have in here Allah is your wali. Your wali is your protector and your friend. So we have another ayat in Quran taking the name of Allah, like Allah the wali, Allahu waliyu, and it will be the surah number 7, 196. Okay, 196. 195, 196, and it says, inna, surely, certainly, waliya, who is my protector? Allahu. You see, it's in here. Inna, why is like not coming full? Okay, in there it says, inna waliya Allahu. Certainly, indeed, my protector is Allah. And some translators, some scholars will translate wali as a protective friend. So let's go another one, because this one is the names of Allah appear in the Quran, like his names or his attributes come in Quran again and again. So now we are surah number 42, ayah, verse number 28. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. So He is the one, Allah is the one who sends relief through rain after they have lost hope. You see, these people already lost the hope, and Allah sent rain to them. And Allah, spread His mercy far wide. He is the protector, worthy of all praise. So we will find again Allah as a wali. Allah as a wali, a protective friend. And last, 45:19, Surah Al-Hujurat. We are 49. I said 45. What is going on? 45:19. Okay, and again we will have in here, Wallahu waliyu. Wallahu waliyu. Allah is my protective friend. Allahu waliyu. And you can use pieces of Quran to make a dhikr if you want. If you want to call Allah for this kind of description, you can do it. Let us remember just a little bit fast about making. I have the most beautiful apps of like Islamic apps. So in this app, the name is, well, what is going on with this app? Why is being like crazy? So talking to us about also what is the importance of making dhikr, the importance of remembering Allah. I want to find how to go back, but it's like just getting close every time I open it. He's not Muslim, and this app, he's not Muslim. Okay, so dhikr and the excellence of dhikr. I love this thing. So I told you before, just talking about dhikr, and I just want to like give a little bit, just fast a summary. Therefore, remember me and I will remember you. And be grateful to me and never be ungrateful. And then, O you who believe, remember Allah with much remembrance. And the most beautiful one also, and men and women who are engaged so much in the remembrance of Allah, for them Allah has prepared forgiveness and reward. So just simply remembering Allah in your heart is enough for making Allah closer, to making you closer to Allah, because Allah is already there. The only point is how we, like me, you and I, how we get close to Allah, because Allah is already there. And you can get close to Allah even just in your heart, even if everything around you is difficult or is full of people, or you can still have a private meeting with Allah in your heart. And this is the message that I want to send today. Like, in difficult times, Allah is always with you. We just need to trust on Allah. Like, put full our hearts on trusting on Allah, on understanding that Allah know what we don't know. And I hope this is helpful for you guys. It's been very helpful for me reading Quran, trying to understand, studying Quran as much as I can, and doing dhikr and making dua every single day as much as you can. And thank you so much, my beloved sisters, and I will see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.